Hey there folks, my name is Noms. Welcome back to my multiplayer Let's Play of Minecraft on the Beirut server. Tonight marks the 27th episode, and this episode will be run a little bit later than usual since it's currently about 1 in the morning, and I have not yet had the time today to completely edit, render, record, finish, episode essentially. I haven't episoded yet today. As for projects, it's going to be a little bit more sporadic, if you can believe it, than usual, since, as I mentioned, I think I've only been on once or twice. I did some work with some clay over there, as you saw, but nothing really important, just kind of some stuff got done. Over here, it appears we have our very first beacon, which is very exciting indeed. I'm not sure who set it up. Cyclops is on. I think we're going to ask him, actually, if he set this beacon up. I'm not sure if it was him or if it was Tom. I think it might have been Tom because I believe Tom had a beacon first, but I'm not sure. Who set up the beacon at spawn? So yes, I did some stuff to the thing over there. Nothing really worth. Cyclops has no clue. He doesn't know. Nothing I did over there was really worth showing. I mean, as you can see, I just kind of added some red clay. I'm probably going to make it more dome-shaped versus giving it kind of a, a pitched roof. But I think we might get some work done here. We might get some roads done. We're actually going to just take a quick detour off to our house. And probably going to check out the horses again and see if we can breed those guys. And maybe get some work done there as well. I do kind of apologize since I didn't really have time today. I mean, I guess I kind of had time, but didn't end up doing a whole lot in the way of preparing for today's episode. Which is, obviously no one's fault but my own. Regardless, stuff happened. I had work this morning. I work on Sundays. Oh yeah, there's this too. The freaking cake bandit struck again, as it so aptly articulates here, which is great, I suppose, because I like cakes. What do we have in all these chests? We used to have a full setup back here, if you guys recall, but I ended up moving most of the stuff out because I used a majority of what we had here for buildings and whatnot. And there are 2 wither skulls. And I don't think we have a whole lot here, to be honest. And I don't think I'm wrong either. But I did want to peek about while we're in the area to see if we have anything of importance. Because I was here briefly last night when someone was talking about something. Andy and I, when we were recording 7 Days to Die, we were on for some reason looking at something or other. And I was on, at least, and came back here, and I didn't really have much time then either. But yeah, so we're gonna actually, I think, just get started on a little building over at the good old horse farm thing. I'm gonna try to get that working, even if it's not finished yet, and it's not gonna be finished for quite some time. If I can just get it operable, then that is good enough for me. Why is this even here? Oh, it's a mess, that's why. I guess we can just replace it then, but we'll use stone, though, try to make it fit in a little more. I'd rather do that if I can. Great. Okay, it still looks completely out of place, but what's he gonna do, I suppose? Uh-oh. Also, we could probably use a nice repair on the bow here. As you can see, it's really not doing so hot in the way of durability. And hopefully we won't get slain. We could potentially sleep if I'd been wise and brought a bed, but I didn't because Noms does not think much ever. These guys. Ooh, oh god, dang it, God. Frickin' damn it! What the heck? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? What the hell? That's ridiculous. Did you see that? That was insane. I might not scream out, horses, the whole using of nether brick. But hey, I'm just gonna kind of hope that works. Since I haven't used it frequently, I'd like to explore it a little more in depth. Hey, look, it's. Oh wait, no. There is kind of a minor problem with the location of this place, which is that since there's only 3 adults and this place is never loaded very long, the children are going to practically never grow up. I mean, not never, but it's going to take a while because I'm not here terribly frequently. I visit a lot, but I'm not staying here very long, so the chunks don't stay loaded. They don't grow up. We kind of addressed this last episode, but hey. So we're going to start our first building over here, I think. If I can manage to actually maneuver in this game. Which I don't think Noms can ever do properly. Because Noms is just not good at this game at all. And you can probably even, hear the tired in my voice. So feasibly, it's not, ideal circumstances for recording an episode. Usually I like to have a cup of coffee or something before and or during, depending on the time of day, of course. But I want to get something out tonight. Even if it's, less entertaining. I mean, I'm not going to make it boring, of course. I'll do the best I can. But if it's a little bit more wacky than usual, which is probably unlikely, it's always pretty wacky, I can live with that as long as I got something going up. I'd much rather have some content than no content at all. Goody. I do wish we'd put on axe or some supplies to make one, but as you can see, I don't have any. I could make a wooden axe or potentially a stone axe, but that really wouldn't be worth it. Frankly, I'm probably not going to spend too much time worrying about that stuff right now. I think I'm just going to... Yeah, I'll just build it over here for now. Just start over here. We can clear this off camera later. So we're going to use mostly stone brick and... I think maybe stone brick, the nether brick here, obviously, and then maybe some sandstone once we get some of that. I'm not sure how much we have, but with a shovel, which we've got here, we could pretty easily go into, say, the desert or so. Or something like that. Mesa desert, whatever, and just kind of dig up a whole bunch of sand. And, sandstone up some stuff. The sandstone is another one of those materials that I've pretty much never used. Probably, messed around with it once or twice, but not much else than that. So we're going to start off with kind of a, I'd like to have depth. Even if it's generic depth, but some depth is good in my opinion in my buildings. So just kind of do the typical Noms depth thing, which is just different layers in each wall. And that should be sufficient. Let's just... that works. It doesn't need to be a big building because the horses are all going to be out here. Again, as I mentioned beforehand, I think last episode or two, this is not going to be the final corral because it looks stupid. It's not in any way decorated. It's not even custom built. It's just a mess. I mean, it works. It's efficient. It holds horses. The horses can't leave. That's really all I need for the time being. Again, eventually I want to get an axe, probably as nice or nicer than my shovel here, so I can just take all these trees down without wasting the wood. I could burn it, but I hate burning the wood in this game. It's no fun. So that's kind of the plan with that, and we can have at least one corral. I may move it further away. I may keep it right here. I may, dig out the terrain a little more so I can have a bigger, flatter area. But who knows what's going to happen. Honestly, I find it a little frustrating, probably. Some other folks probably do too, that most of my projects end with, and I also do this later, I never really finish projects. Not never, but for the most part, my projects include some sort of timeline that doesn't include, anytime soon. I mean, this place will be done eventually. The town hall will be done eventually. The arena is pretty much finished. I mean, I could add more to it. But I mean, you could add more to anything in Minecraft. There's no real point when you actually are finished. It's pretty much whenever, Nom says cease, in my case. So, I mean, I'm probably going to call cease in the arena for the time being. If I get bored at some point in time, I can always just exchange those boring, bland walls with something a little more exciting, some more in-depth textures, so to speak. But... I'm not terribly concerned. It's operating. I might try to get some matches running pretty soon. Maybe some gambling. Maybe even some off-camera gambling. By that I mean, I'll post a little newsletter about a match, and then someone can say, "Oh, that sounds great," but I'm not gonna make it, so I'm gonna, you know, there's like an actual word for it for horse racing. It's a term. I just don't know what it is. I mean, Noms hasn't spent much time horse racing. Not much time at all. I mean, that also might be something kind of cool we could do. We could make we could have a horse track. That'd be cool. I mean, it'd be kind of foolish since it is a video game, and after all, since none of the horses are equal, really. I mean, not none of them, but most of them aren't. You'd pretty much just, you know, completely know what's going to happen beforehand and be completely rigged. I mean, unless I manage to figure out a way to breeding some all mutually crappy horses or something. That'd be kind of cool. I'm not sure exactly how I'd implement that, though. I mean, so from the inside, this looks pretty freaking boring, and from the outside, it also looks, you know, pretty boring. but it's a work in progress. It's not coming out too poorly. It's got a nice little model, I think. Kind of going for the medieval thing, of course. Not Nom's particular favorite. I think. I should have brought more blocks. If I had more cobblestone, I'd make some of the walls and stick those right here. But I haven't got any more cobblestone at the time being. Let's just get out of my way, you annoying little fart. And as for a roof, let's get some distance in this puppy so we can get a better. Yeah, I think we'll do a pitched roof. I might not even raise the level any higher than that. I might keep it pretty short. I might have a few different buildings for different purposes. Like, for example, one building will be the prime location wherein you can come and discuss horse dealings or see which horses are for sale. I mean, I won't have a horse in there, of course. That'd be silly. But I'd have a book or a sign, most likely a book, that would have a number of horses, or maybe one book per horse that was for sale, listing some speed or some attributes, pretty much, some statistics, some stats, you know, stuff like that. And I might have one for breeding. I'm not sure. I mean, wait, how many do I have now? I still don't really have enough to be leaving them alone. Once I have 2 full-grown horses of my own, I've already got 1. The other 2 full-grown here are, as previously mentioned, the property of other members in this server. One is Tom's, and I think one's Trinity's, I believe. I don't know for sure, but I stole it from nearby his house. I didn't really steal it, I just reappropriated it. Kind of. But if he hasn't even noticed, which he hasn't, he's probably not going to mind. So that's kind of the plan for the buildings. And I think I can't really decide what I want to do. I'm kind of thinking I can't decide if I want to make it spruce wood as the 3rd block here, or the 3rd main block, or if I want to use sandstone. I think I'm going to lean towards spruce wood, if not solely for the convenience factor. I mean, I'd love to do some building with sandstone, but the opportunities for building in this server are not in any way limited whatsoever, and my time is more limited. So I think I'm just going to patch out, and that was probably a pretty hard P there. Sorry about that. That frequently makes a big pop noise in the recordings. I probably just use this stuff here for the floors and whatnot, because I mean, sandstone would look nice, but I guess honestly, if I thought about it more in depth, then it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, because I guess the sandstone would kind of be put off by the green of the area. Like, everything is kind of tinted blue. If you look at it, everything has a blue tint to it, which isn't bad. But if I'm going to be throwing like sandstone, I don't want a blue tint. If I want blue, I'll just use lapis. You know, I mean, lapis and sandstone is a nice color. Even the lapis, sandstone, and the nether brick are all nice. It's a nice little palette right there. But I mean, it's not what I picked here, clearly. Oh, god dang it! I'm terrible at this. I might just freaking make it bright freaking height, since I don't feel like doing this properly. Here's an idea. We're going to make a little layered floor, I think. I've never really done this before, so it's probably going to look pretty stupid. It's also getting pretty late at night. So pretty soon... Oh, did one grow up? Yeah, one grew up. That's weird. Well, I guess we can ride these guys back to spawn now. That's nice. Let's take a quick screenshot. So I think that's going to be our last task of the night. We're going to take these guys back to spawn and hopefully not die in the process. We'll see what happens, though. Come on. take Trent's back first because he doesn't have a saddle. Okay, which one has a saddle? You have the saddle. Can I please have your saddle, good sir? Thank you. And I don't think I stole Trent's saddle. The horses came pretty much they are pretty much the way they were. I added a saddle rather, to my horse there, but the saddle is actually mine, I think, is the bottom line. Oy. Creepers aren't a big threat to horses as long as they don't get stuck. Which is I'm running. Kind of running through them. But fire and skeletons are definitely not friendly campers. Let's be clever here for a second and just get some sleeping done. That makes a whole lot more sense. Whole lot more sense. On one nice hand, I have the next 2 days off. Most likely. I have some previous engagements that are previously scheduled every morning on Tuesdays. You know. But that's more of like hobby stuff. It just involves me not being inside, which is probably a good thing, because I've been staring at the screen for pretty much not the entire day. I have a really bad habit of just going for walks. Sometimes. I like to walk. And I live in a nice, when I say a nice area, I don't mean nice in a monetary or a status-like sense, but, you know, it's New England. So, it's pleasant-ish. I mean, it's kind of cold. There's like 32, 33 out today, which I guess you really wouldn't call nice. I'm very lost. We're just gonna kind of throw him in here. Hope he doesn't die. If I ever, we're probably gonna leash him up afterwards, though, if I can freaking remember. So someone who watches, just comment below and remind me to leash up the horse. But so I wasn't at the screen the entire day. Like I said, I worked as well. But for more of the day than I should have been, I was at the screen. At the screen, it sounds like some kind of disease or an addiction. It's both a disease and an addiction. Hey. And yeah, so I got all my recording stuff going on, which I should probably do more of this week. I don't really have to because most of my personal series get pre-recorded. So just because I don't have that much time. My Bitterroot stuff comes out obviously every day, and this was coming out probably between 3 and 5 hours before you're watching it now. Why do I have flowers in my inventory? I have no idea. So most of my other series, just I record in batches, which is kind of an immersion breaker sometimes, but I frankly don't have the time to just record. Like, I can barely manage to sit down and record on a day like today when I didn't really have anything going on per se. I worked a little bit in the morning, but we close really early on Sundays, so I get home at like 2 or 3 versus, 6 or 6:30 like usual. So really, that's not a good excuse. I got other stuff going on. Screen stuff, life stuff, you get the idea. Point being that, Tommy, why is your horse so terrible? I mean, no offense, man, but God, this is wretched. I genuinely wish I'd brought a splash potion of speed. You can probably make those. I mean, I wouldn't see why you couldn't make one. He has more health. Yes, he has more health than the than Trent's horse, or supposedly Trent's horse, but not much. But yeah, but I also have another personal project, which is going to be stupid. A good kind of stupid, because I'm really enjoying it. It's something I really haven't delved into yet, and it's probably not something, it's something you may not ever see the fruits of publicly on YouTube here. But you may if things go properly, you never know. But it's taking up a lot of my time, most of my time. Again, like I mentioned, I got home around 3 o'clock today, and about 7. With a break in between, coffee break, I was working on that. And then what did I do? I had food, I had dessert, did some, household schnitzel. Where am I going with this guy? And then I watched a film. which was actually kind of a mistake. It wasn't a bad movie. I mean, I didn't expect much. But yeah, so here it is, 1:25 probably in the morning. And I'm probably going to start working on my project again, since I don't have to be awake at any particular time tomorrow. Though I should really start doing some laundry, probably. Alright, well, despite Noms' random rambling, which is probably what I'm going to call this episode, because that's mostly what it is, we did get some stuff done. We got some showing off of spawn done, which is not exactly a treacherous activity, and neither is it difficult in any shape or form. But it's something, and we got some work done over at the horse farm. We now have our own breeding center. There's no more of these, midget horses that we need. I'm sorry, we don't need to keep relying on our associates' horses. I'm going to get some leads and tie these guys up, I think. I have a lot of saddles. I'm not even sure where I got all these saddles. There they go. Here are my leads. But yes, thank you for watching. But again, I am all out of time and pretty much out of energy as well. So again, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed, please feel free to leave a like, a comment, a suggestion, something like that. I'd appreciate that a lot. It really helps me out. All the exposure I can get is always a fun thing. It's a lot more enjoyable to record and upload footage when someone else is enjoying it too. So as always, I am Noms, and I'll catch you guys next time.